You can now save up to $130,000 on a new home in Ontario with the GST HST rebate. Hey, welcome back. So, if you're thinking about buying a new home right now in Canada, I have some really exciting news for you. And those that don't know me, I'm Sean Ryan here with the Blue Coast team at CB Southwest here in Sarnia-Lambton. So, the federal government just passed new laws. This literally just happened in March 2026 that eliminates the GST on new homes for first-time home buyers. And Ontario, well, they took it a step further. And by the time we're done here, you'll know exactly how much you could save and whether you qualify and what to do next. So let's get into first talking about the federal program because it really came out first for the home buyer GST HST rebate. And it was passed with Bill C4, received royal dissent just back mid-March. And that means the rebate is now into law. And this is what it does. When you buy a new home in Canada, you pay GST. That's 5% on top of the purchase price. On a $700,000 home, that's $35,000 in tax. This new rebate gives you that money back for first-time home buyers. So if you buy a home that is $1 million, a full rebate, that's up to $50,000 back in your pocket. And that's between, say if it's between $1 million to 1.5, for example, let's say 1.25 million, you'd still get back the other 25,000 of that as well. So that's quite a bit of money, let's say, on a $1 million home. So who qualifies? First-time home buyers, meaning you haven't owned a home for primary residence in the last 4 years. Your spouse or partner needs to qualify too. The home has to be new home construction or substantially renovated, not resale. And the agreement of purchase sale must have been signed on or after March 20th, 2025. So that's good news. Now the law is passed. Your builder can apply the rebate directly at closing, and you won't necessarily have to file a separate claim. So you could go back up to a year and get that rebate right now. So if you purchased the home last year, you can go back, which is great. So now let's look at Ontario and hear what it's all about. So First-Time Homebuyer Rebate announced its own version of the federal rebate back in October 2025. And this one covers the provincial portion of the HST. That's the 8% that goes to the province. For first-time home buyers, a home under $1 million, you get back the full 8%. So that's $80,000. And plus the federal rebate, and eligible first-time home buyers in Ontario now can save up to $130,000, and that's massive. So 50 plus the 80 on $1 million is 1.3 or 130,000. Sorry, on the $1 million. So now here is the temporary program that that's coming out April 1st that Doug Ford announced the other day. So that means if you buy a new home right now, if you're a first-time home buyer, a second home buyer, an investor, I understand, is going to do as well. How it's going to work is you're going to get $130,000 off the purchase price for $1 million home. And how I see this is going to roll out right now first is either the builders are going to take it right off the purchase price. So $1 million home now, let's say it's at $170,000, for example, or give or take a few bucks, depending how the formula runs out. Or you're going to purchase the home and then apply for the rebate as well. So there's a couple different options there. It's just it's not rolling out to April 1st. We're a couple days ahead right now. So we don't know exactly how that is going to work. So keep an eye out for updates on that. So let's recap right now. We got 3 different programs for new home construction. You got the GST from the feds that came out mid-March. You can go back all the way to March last year and get that money back. You have the program in October that the province did as well. So again, you can go back, get that money. So there's quite a bit of money on the table there for those first-time home buyers. And then Doug Ford and his government announced just the other day, it's going to roll out April 1st. And that is the program where you get the full HST off up to $1 million. Then once you get over $1 million, it's going to be clawed back the full rebate. So I could see this being a really good opportunity for the new home construction markets. And, will they just do the year? Is it only going to be temporary? It really depends on how the economy is doing. But I would look at new homes just got $130,000 cheaper for when they're around $1 million. So especially here in Sarnia-Lambton, there's a lot of different builds that qualify. Homes that maybe were over $1 million now are going to be under $1 million, which is huge savings as well. But we also have, for instance, our Nice project over on the corner of Mullen in Michigan. You got townhomes starting at $589,900. So now that's going to bring that starting price down quite a bit. So you could be in a brand new home now for well under $600,000 with a finished basement and all the extras and walking distance to 5 different schools. So if you've been looking at new home construction or thought maybe new home construction was out of your reach, it may now be affordable for you to look at purchasing a new home because of these new HST rebates for first-time home buyers. But also, like I said, it's not just first-time home buyers anymore. So you have to be a first-time home buyer for the federal one and for the provincial one they announced in October. But for the new one that's rolling out April 1st, you don't have to be a first-time home buyer. You can be a secondary home buyer. And I understand that investors are going to qualify under this as well. It's going to be a little bit different though. So I hope this helped. I'm going to put some links for you below of where you can apply, where you can read up more on it. We'll let you know as soon as we know more April 1st as these programs roll out. But what do you think? I think this is great news for first-time home buyers, for buyers in general, for new home constructions. But it also makes you wonder, did you realize how much tax really was on a new home when you purchase it? Well, thanks for watching, everyone. Welcome home to the Blue Coast. And remember, put shine on your life.